Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos. And yeah, today's video will be the news updates over the weekend. News update for this what is that? For September, which basically based on previous the last week of October 2025 the news. So what's in the news? Before I begin, I just want to give a huge shout out to all my loyal followers who have been with me for all this while, and for all you new people who might be new to my channel. I'm a Singaporean based in Japan, and I want to talk a little bit about what's going on recently, what's the latest trends news here in Japan. Maybe sometimes I'll showcase like new items and gadgets. So yeah, enjoy your stay. So last week, what is the biggest news last week? I think the biggest news last week will have to be the automotive news. Yeah, on August 26th, the last Nissan GTR, the last production model that's being assembled, was being rolled out of the Tochigi plant, and a lot of media were there to capture, the epic moment where the last GTR rolled out from the factory. And if you haven't been following the automotive news here in Japan, or the news globally, Nissan announced last year that in this year 2025 they will officially draw the curtain. Close the curtain. They will bring the GTR to an end. They will stop production of the GTR. Which is one of the biggest news, because the GTR, the Nissan GTR, or the GTR as it's known today, it's one of the most iconic Japanese high performance sports car that a lot of people know. Like it's so famous. And because the news was being announced last year, the prices just skyrocketed, and basically you couldn't get your hands on the order. Even if you want to buy one of this GTR, when it was announced last year that Nissan will cease production of it, it went through a ballot system, and it's just so hard to get it, and the price is just so high. And GTRs are like very, very famous, very, very iconic. I think GTR has a very, very long line. It first started with a Skyline GTR, the older models before in 1970s, which I'm not gonna really go in depth into detail about that, because I don't really know that era of cars. But I know from the 70s, it started with the Hakosuka, which is the box C-shaped Nissan Skyline GTR. And then sometime to the late 70s, towards the 80s, Nissan produced a very, very special limited run, I think, of the Skyline GTR, which is called the Ken Mary version. Basically, it's not really like a limited edition run, but in the late 70s, there was an oil crisis worldwide, and fuel prices were just just so crazy. So it's just not economical. It's just not feasible to buy a high performance sports car. So because of that, the Nissan Skyline GTR, the Ken Mary version, weren't very, very good in the sales numbers. So I think Nissan sold less than 200 cars. I think 197 of those Skyline GTRs during that unfortunate time in history, which makes the Ken Mary version of the Nissan Skyline GTR highly desirable. Used prices for a very, very good condition one here in Japan matches, like supercars, like Ferraris and Lamborghinis in the used market. So yeah, that's really, really crazy. I think I saw a white one online, very, very good condition with about 40,000 mileage. It's going for about 400,000 US dollars. That's really, really crazy if you ask me. I mean, you can get a brand new like what is that? I don't know, like an M3 or something for less than that price. You can get a second-hand Lamborghini or something for less than that price. But yeah, because there's only less than 200 of those cars around, it's just so hard to get them. Yeah, and then going towards the 90s, you enter the era of the Skyline GTR, the BNR 32, 33, and 34. And then after 34, the Nissan Skyline and GTR, the Skyline and the GTR name kind of separated. Nissan Skyline became like a two-door sports version of a Nissan, high performance car, and then the GTR became just the GTR, no longer Skyline GTR. So the last Skyline GTR was the R34, which was made famous by the movie Wild Speed, and Paul Walker. Unfortunately, yeah, he got caught in an accident and he didn't make it. So Skyline GTR's R34, in particular the V-Spec 2 model, prices just go way off the roof. And then there were like limited editions of the Skyline GTR R34 as well. I think there's like the midnight purple, and then I think there's like a silver, no, I don't know, like a special green color. I can't really remember the name, which has the Nurspec version. You know, it's tuned for like the Nürburgring or something. So those two special editions are so expensive as well. So yeah, that's a news. First piece of news: Skyline GTR, end of the production line. Even though Nissan say they might consider reviving the Skyline brand name, I know the GTR name in the future, but there's no official news yet. You never know, you know. Like Nissan just introduced, you know, the Fair Lady Z, the 400Z, a couple of years ago. You know, after so many years, yeah. So you never know. But you know, it's kind of sad that I grew up during the era. I mean, some of you guys do as well, where Japanese cars are all the rage. JDM imports, you know. So yeah, with 2015, our Mitsubishi discontinued the Lancer Evolution with the Evolution 10 final edition as the last one. And then in 2020, 5 years back, Subaru. Yeah, the infamous WRX STI, back-to-back the rally car rivals with the Lancer Evolution was discontinued. Yeah, the no more WRX's STI in manual transmission. And then yeah, the Skyline, it's see the end of the era in October 26, 2025. So that's unfortunate. So moving that aside, let's see what else is in the news. Just in hot news, man. I hope you guys are tuning into this as well. I think most of you guys will know the Exit 8 escape psychological horror game from Japan, where basically you're stuck in this Tokyo metro tunnel. You're trying to find your way to the Exit 8 to get out. That's the whole concept of the game. It's like a maze, you know, and then you gotta spot like anomalies. And then if you spot like something's different, you go back to where you come from and you try to progress. Every time you made a mistake or you missed an anomaly, it will reset back to like a level 0. So you try to find your way to level 8 to get out. It's a very, very, very famous game that has taken over the world by storm. I think you can get the game on Steam, if I'm not wrong. Apparently, because of the success of the game, a new movie is gonna come out based on a new film, you know, a Japanese film based on the game itself. And just in this, over the weekend, the Tokyo, Metro actually partnered with the game to create this real life experience of the game that you can actually enjoy. But unfortunately, it's only in Japanese. If you don't know Japanese, it will be very hard for you to enjoy. You're supposed to get a kit, a system that you're supposed to buy it beforehand and register your ID on Escape ID. And then basically the kit gives you like clues and everything. It allows you to travel to different parts of the Tokyo stations, you know, Tokyo Metro stations, which is modeled exactly like the game. And you have to find clues there to solve the puzzle. Basically, you gotta travel in real life around all these stations, you know, which makes experiencing the Exit 8 game firsthand even, you know, more phenomenal than playing the game itself, you know. So I'm not sure if the Oji-san, the uncle, you know, the bald bearded uncle, will be walking around the game. I'm not sure, you know, in the actual stations. But yeah, it's one of the new latest news that came out. You can actually experience the Escape 8 game in real life. So yeah, that's one of the news. That's the second piece of news. And what's the third one? And let me check. I got a bunch of stuff here. Okay. Unfortunate news as well. Not so good news. What is that? A 50-year-old Osaka police, one of the top people in the police department of Osaka was in charge. I think it was the number 2 or number 3 in charge of like all this child pedophile, not good cases dealing with juveniles. And apparently he was arrested because he tried to, date a 16-year-old, like a junior high school girl, and paid her for, services, and apparently he was arrested, and it was unfortunate because he was one of the top people in charge of protecting the young people, all these crimes and everything, and he ended up being committing the crime himself against a juvenile, which is it's just a conflict of interest. I mean, it really irritates people who put their trust in people like that, who abuse their authority because they have the capability of doing all these things. It's just kind of unfortunate. So yeah, in Osaka, that's one of the not really big news, but it was all splattered all over the news on across various channels, and then what is that? The investigation is still ongoing with regards to this Tokyo delivery driver who fatally stabbed and killed a 24-year-old lady in a Kobe prefecture. That was really unfortunate. He had I don't know what is his motive. He doesn't really know her. He just I really want to know why he actually attacked her. And I think a couple of days prior to that, he was trailing another lady and into the apartment or something, and a lady found out about this guy coming in behind before the automatic door closes, and she kind of sensed that this guy is weird, so she didn't want to go into the lift, and she had eye contact with him, and he just pretend he was on the phone, and he walked away, and that saved her life. So yeah, kudos to that situational awareness that I talked about in my previous video. That really saved her life. But it was unfortunate that this murderer took another victim. I think certain things has to be in place, like laws and whatnot, to keep dangerous people out like that off the streets. It's just unfortunate that somebody got to lose their life before a proper action is being taken. And moving on, another another good news, I would say. Not really all around Japan, but personally for me, for some of you folks who might be in Japan, you might be interested in this news. Chiba Prefecture, Choshi, what is this? The shape of Japan. Right at the edge, there's this place called Choshi, which is very famous for like seafood. The news kind of reported that they had a record numbers of they had this amazing record of catching a sardines this year, where the volume, the weight of the sardines caught this year compared to last year was 1,890 times. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, Choshi is a place in Chiba Prefecture near the Pacific Ocean, and they're very famous for their sardines. I personally have relatives from Chiba Prefecture near Choshi, and back then I always get this little, I think it's called I can't remember. It's like this little block of Choshi. It's called Iwashi Kakuni, which is like this little concentrated square block of sardine. And it's apparently this magical food. I call it a superfood because it pairs so well with everything. It's come in this small little packet. I put it up in pictures here, and then you can check that out. Basically, every now and then I will get my family members will send that little packet over, in a box in a few packets, and it goes very, very good with a lot of dishes. It's just very, very concentrated, salty little block of sardine, and then you kind of tear up to little pieces, or you put it on your rice or on your salad, and you just bite off a little bit of it. You can even put it in porridge and everything. It's just this really, really flavor enhancing, umami enhancing little magical cube that works well with a lot of food. Even if you don't feel like eating, sometimes you can just melt a cube of this what is that, the iwashi kakuni, which is the concentrated cube, in a bowl of hot water, and you put rice and everything inside and eat it if you're not feeling well. I mean, I personally like that a lot. But unfortunately, due to the equipment that was manufacturing all this are like very old and everything, and then the company kind of couldn't repair it in 2019 and kind of stopped production. And then I think 3-4 years later, they kind of went back into production in limited numbers because most people in Choshi and in Chiba Prefecture will know this sardine kakuni, the iwashi kakuni, which is so good. But outside, not many people know that little brand. But if you happen to be in Japan, in Tokyo in a supermarket or something in Chiba Prefecture, I highly recommend you pick up one of these little pack. It's just amazing, you know. So yeah, what is it? That piece of news aside, is good news. There's one more. Let me see. Oh yeah, last week as well, a Tokyo self-driving bus that is currently in this trial phase. Just crashed into a tree and 14 people were injured. So that was unfortunate because Japan is trying to promote like autonomous driving, especially with the declining population in Japan. So yeah, unfortunately the trial didn't really you know, it went smoothly. Yeah, the bus crashed, people got injured. So the trial has been put on hold now, and investigation are ongoing to find out what exactly happened. It's apparently when the crash happened, it was in stage 2, which the driver was actually present in the bus, and he's supposed to take over the autonomous driving and prevent the accident. But you know, I don't know what happened. But he was in the bus with some other researchers, and unfortunately it crashed. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. So that's the other news. And then this morning I actually saw the news that where I am based in Nagano Prefecture, which is smack in the middle of central Japan, the 4th largest prefecture in Japan. Apparently Nagano Prefecture has the highest percentage of cars actually stopping when they see a pedestrian trying to cross the road without traffic lights and on a pedestrian crossing, compared to all the other 46 prefectures in Japan. Nagano rank as number 1. So I think the worst ranking will be in big cities like Nagoya, Tokyo, I don't know, all the big cities, you know, like when you stand beside the road here in Japan and without the traffic lights on a pedestrian crossing, you know, like the Beatles style, you know, that little white rectangular block when you try to cross. In big cities, you probably have to wait a very long time because the cars just don't give way to people. And you know, smack in the middle of summer, it's so hot, and you gotta stand there and wait until the one car stop, and on the other side the other car stop, and then you can cross it. Yeah, and it's not really nice in summer or in winter, you know, when it's so cold. But in Nagano Prefecture, the average number of cars that will actually stop, it's actually 2, you know. So for every 2 cars, it will just, you know, for every car that passes by, usually the second car will stop to allow anyone on the side of the road with a bicycle or anything, you know, without a traffic light for you to cross the road safely. So yeah, I'm in Nagano. Yeah, kudos to be me and everyone in Nagano. So you know, the news report was trying to find out what actually causes this very, very nice behavior here in Nagano. I guess based on the news is because traffic education has been incorporated into the, you know, elementary schools. So the police and the educators will teach children, you know, when you cross the road and everything, what you're supposed to do. And all the children here in the countryside in Japan, if you do stop a car and allow them to cross, you will see they will raise their hands, and after they cross, they will give you a bow. So that's a courtesy, and say thank you here in Japan. But in Nagano Prefecture, it's not only the kids, you know, the age range all the way up to even like 80, 90 years old folks, you know. If you stop on the road and let them pass, they'll give you a nod which says thank you, you know, which is, you know, basic courtesy. But yeah, Nagano here, we're taking it so far up in the courtesy level. It's really nice. So I'm proud to be in Nagano, yeah, to be part of the Nagano people. But you know, having been here for 20 years, I have to tell you, that's really, really good in Nagano, where, you know, cars stop to allow people to cross. But the very, very, very one thing that I have to talk about that really irks me in Nagano, or especially driving in Nagano, is Nagano people likes to put on their signal or their winker at the last minute before they turn. That is something that really, really irks me. I don't know why. I mean, when you go to a driving center, when you take driving tests, you're supposed to, you know, indicate the direction through the winkers. That's what they're for, to let people in front or behind you know that you're gonna turn about like 20 meters or 15 meters before you actually turn. But in Nagano, like out of 10 people, I would say 8 people would not do that. They would just, you know, give the signal right at the last moment before they turn. So if you're tailgating them, or if you're accelerating and you don't know they're gonna turn, suddenly they just brake and then they put the signal and then they turn, you're gonna crash into them. And the blame is gonna go on you, because as long as you kiss somebody else's car from the back, you are tailgating, you're driving too fast. You should keep maintaining a safe distance. So if you're driving in Nagano, you really got to pay attention to that. Give yourself ample distance from the car in front. Do not tailgate them, because it's one of this, I would say, a habit of Nagano people to indicate the winker at the last minute. I'm not sure about bikes, but cars in general are always late when they, give the winker. Even if you're trying to make a right turn and the car in front is trying to go, the opposite direction, trying to go straight, and you thought it's gonna go straight, and you want to turn, and you wait, and then in the last minute, and they put a winker in at 10 years, like you'll be like, like what the hell? I should have turned, yeah. So, but yeah, Nagano itself because very little. I was not very little, but we have less people here than compared to like Tokyo, Nagano, or big cities. So people are generally driving is very relaxing here in Nagano. There's not really a lot of stress and everything, so generally, yeah, it's not too bad, except the winker problem. So yeah, thank you so much for checking out my videos. This is another what is that? I would try to do a weekly update, so to let you guys know what is it like here in Japan, latest trends and everything. And sometimes when I do comparisons, it will usually be from a perspective of a Singaporean and a foreigner here in Japan. So yeah, still really hot here in Japan. I wish like autumn's gonna come soon. I mean, autumn is really here. Like September, October, November is autumn, and then December, January, and February is winter. But it's still so hot here where I am in Nagano, so everywhere else will be much worse. So if you're in Japan at the moment, stay hydrated, have fun, and if you need to know all the latest trends and whatnot, be sure to check out my weekly videos of the latest trends and news here in Japan. As much as I can, I'll try to put out these videos every now and then. So yeah, thank you so much for checking out my videos. Today, unfortunately, I do not have anything to display on behind me. I try to make this into like my weekly photography location, unless I have guests staying in this tatami room, or unless there's some unforeseen reasons they cannot use this as my videography space. Then I'll probably do the video somewhere else. But yeah, well, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should I put up like certain things in the back, or what do you guys want to see? What kind of content that you like, and I'll take that into consideration. So yeah, in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.